attempts to put on a full-length show in 2 weeks, but they were up to it, so we were up to it. So here it is. It looks awesome. Couple things to tell you. We've split the roles up because everyone's great and we wanted everyone on stage. So I know it gets a little confusing. Cullen McGough, wherever he is, hates when we split the roles. Sorry, Cullen. But look for costume pieces that change, and it's in the script, the names of what parts and when.
And we're going to have about a 10-minute intermission in the middle of the show. So, nice break.
And
so, the Peter Pan story is kind of confusing. And Hook is based on Peter Pan, but only he grows up and never turns to Neverland, so it's even more confusing. So we're going to give you a quick recap of the Peter Pan story, just so you're up to date.
We start our story in the charming Darling household with Wendy, John, and Michael, the practical and sometimes stern father, Mr. Darling, the loving mother, Miss Darling, and the children's nurse, a dog named Nana.
But sneaking into the children's bedroom at night to listen to Mrs. Darling's bedtime stories is Peter Pan! One night, Nana and Mrs. Darling see him and try to stop him, but are only able to catch his shadow. Peter, of course, wants a shadow and returns later for it, bringing with him his not very polite fairy friend, Tinkerbell. Here he meets the lovely Wendy Darling.
Peter is entranced by Wendy and tells her that he had run away the day he was born because he heard his parents talking about all the things he would do when he was a man. Now he lives in Neverland with the Lost Boys in eternal childhood.
Peter then convinces Wendy and her brothers to fly back to Neverland with him and Tink. So off they fly, second star to the right and straight on till morning until they get to Neverland, where the Lost Boys share the island with the dreadful Captain Hook and his nefarious pirates and Princess Tiger Lily's Indian tribe.
It was Hook's greatest desire to capture Peter Pan because of some eternally confusing business with a crocodile that ticks clocks, right, because he swallowed a clock. Gets the fairy tale, go with it. Oh, and Hook is thusly petrified with a deep-seated psychological fear of clocks and ticking. Again, illogical, work with us.
To this magic land, Wendy and her brothers fly with Peter Pan. The Lost Boys, barely remembering their own mothers, think it would be a swell idea to have Wendy as one and build her a house. But then, they remember that they are 10-year-old boys, lose interest, and go poke something with a stick.
About Peter saving Tiger Lily, the stereotypically and outdated Indian princess. Politically incorrect and culturally insensitive, we know, but Disney did it, we're gonna do it too. Sorry.
Eventually, the children decide it's time to return to their warm beds in London. Go to your warm beds in London. The Lost Boys, with no real ideas of their own, decide to go with them. Hook and the pirates, however, foil their plans and capture all the children and take them back to their ship. Only Peter, with Tink's help, avoids capture. I think this is the part in the play where Tink drinks poison, and then the audience has to clap to the lead.
Yeah.
Two steps. Alright.
Where?
Right here.
Alright, okay. The pirates about to have their captives walk the plank when Peter arrives and saves them, of course. Insert giant fight scene that somehow works in the ticking, time-telling crocodile. Hook dies, or does he? Peter wins, huzzah!
The three children then return home along with the Lost Boys who the Darlings adopt. Yes, all 30 of them. Peter stays in Neverland, coming to visit Wendy on occasion, but she soon turns into an adult, gets married, and gets over his sorry, immature, and selfish butt. However, she does have a daughter, Jane, who dreams of pirates, Indians, and magical places far away.
In turn, Jane has a daughter, Moira, who Peter develops a particular crush on to his final visit from Neverland. Look how cute she is. So enthralled is he by Wendy's granddaughter that he decides to stay in England. Wendy, now Granny Wendy, raises him as an orphan until he is adopted by an American family and grows up to be a high-powered, boring, mean, stern lawyer man. No memory or glimmer of the boy he once was. No glimmer.
None.
Good.
Alright, so we start our play with Granny Wendy. Old, lonely, and decrepit. Still beautiful.
She's lovely. She is.
At that old, familiar window.
And see.
Wendy, Mama, you got to be getting you ready. What are you looking your best? I was just tidying up my memory, Liza. It seems I spent a great deal of my life waiting at this window.
Excuse me for saying, but you had a Hawthorne named after the scene in Craft and Orchard and Homeless Children. Not for staring out the windows. Don't you be worrying about Peter now and your mom? Come in here. I'll be flying on the sparrow. Now come on. Let's get you ready. Let's be looking at best.
Now listen, I have one word for the two of you. Manners. Use your napkin it 3 times today, Therese.
Great. Thanks, Liza. See, what did I tell
Did
you?
anyone do so much to Sophia? Oh, it's so good. And look at these adorable children. Oh, she'll be right down. Oh, don't you right? You're so hot that I was Sophia. And look at you. Such a handsome girl. It's so wondrous to see her on.
Lost.
What'd you lose?
My marbles. I've lost my marbles.
Liza, I thought he was supposed to be in a home.
Oh, nearly broke his heart today. He was a first Dorothy.
Such a young lady. Come here, I haven't seen you since you were but a nymph. And who's this giant? This couldn't be Jack.
Gran, I'm supposed to congratulate you for getting a kids' hospital named after you. That's really great.
Now there is one rule I insist you obey while you are in my house. No growing up. Stop this very instant. And that includes you, Mr. Chairman of the Board, Banning.
Huh.
And what is so terribly important about your terribly important business?
Well, you see, when big companies are in trouble, he sails in. And if there's any resistance...
Well, you see, I'm still in the mergers and acquisitions, but I'm...
And if there's any resistance, he blows them out of the water.
So, Peter, you've become a pirate.
Let's look at some trumpets. Come on. No marbles. Trumpets. Come on.
Brad, good news? What did they find? Wait, listen. Blue-beaked owls? Tell them that there have always been casualties in evolution. It's just progress. Do you think that anyone complained when the T-Rex went away? Wait a minute. Ow! I'm on a phone call. You're telling me that a 10-inch owl has a 20-mile mating radius? Why don't they just go fornicate somewhere else? What's that? $5 billion deal falling apart because of this! Why does somebody just shoot me in the head?
Bang, bang!
Will everybody just shut up? Leave me alone for 1 minute. Moira, get them out of here. I'll show you the window where your father and I used to blow up the stars. I don't care what you have to do. Do it! They're going crazy without me there.
We're going crazy with you here. Honestly, Peter, we haven't had 2 minutes alone in weeks. You never see the kids. When you do, you make everyone crazy.
I just need to fix this.
I'm sorry about your deal.
I hated the deal.
I hated the deal, but I'm sorry you feel so badly about it. Your children love you. They want to play with you. How long do you think that lasts? Soon Jack may not even want to play games with you. We have a few special years with our children when they're the ones who want us around. After that, you're going to be running after them for the attention. It's so fast, Peter. It's a few years and then it's over. And you're not being careful and you're missing it.
I just had a rough day.
When was the last time you had a good one?